Hey everybody, in this lesson we're going to talk about keywords and specifically the keyword match types that are available in the Google Ads campaigns. So there's three different kinds. There's an exact match, there's a phrase match, and then there's a broad match. So I'm going to walk you through what each one of those is and what types of search results those will trigger. So this is really, really important because if you don't set the right match type, you can really blow through a budget really quickly. So let's dive in. We are going to go through all of the different kinds of keyword match types that Google Ads has to offer. So I created this diagram, and on the left column you'll see search terms. We have roofing companies, accountants near me, and pool service. And then we have the different types of keyword match types. So you have broad match, phrase match, and exact match. Okay? So let's erase this and let's start with broad match. So broad match is right here, and that is when you're telling Google, hey, I want my ad to show for these keywords and anything that could possibly be related to these keywords. This is a really big mistake to start a campaign. Never start a campaign with broad match. Okay, it's a big no-no. So right here you see the broad match for roofing companies. This can get any type of search related to roofing companies. So if you look here, it could be roofing equipment, roofing supplies. It doesn't even have to have the word companies or roofing in it. It could be how to fix a leaky roof or how do roofing companies make money. So these search terms are very irrelevant and we don't want them. So if we go to the next one, accountants near me, you could see searches for, are accountants smart? What type of classes do accountants take? Or not even anything with near me or accountants, bookkeeping software for free. So it's anything that could be related to accountants. And then the next example would be pool service. So it could be pool supplies at Target. It could be pool pump parts, or it could be pool building companies. So they're very, very broad. Again, don't ever start a campaign with this. Now, the next one is phrase match. And to tell Google that you want it to be a phrase match, you would just do parentheses. So there, and then you'd put in keyword, parentheses. Okay? So for roofing companies, what you're telling Google is, hey, I like the words roofing companies in that order together, but there might be some keywords before it or there might be some keywords after it. So an example of some of the search results you would see is roofing companies near me. You would see roofing companies in a town, Austin, Texas. You could see before roofing companies, you have, are roofing companies profitable? Again, not very relevant. And then you'll see roofing companies, but before it you have business plan for roofing companies. So we do start a lot of our campaigns with phrase match, but before we even start a campaign, that's where we do our keyword research and we try to go through and be as smart as we can and find all the negatives that we can before we launch that. Okay? Let's give you a couple more examples. You have accountants near me. So you could get the exact search, which would be awesome. You could get the word cheap accountants near me, or you could get accountants near me who work for free. Okay, so you got to really, really, really keep an eye on some of these search terms. And that's why in the next video, we're going to talk about how important negative keywords are. It's probably even more important than the keyword you're bidding on. And then the next example we'll do is pool service. So again, we're telling Google that I want these two keywords, pool and service, to be next to each other in that order, but things can come before or after it. So pool service company marketing, like that wouldn't be good for a service company. Pool service near me, that's a good one. Is starting a pool service a good idea? Okay, so some of these things, they're just, they're not good searches. So that's why you want to do your homework before you do any of this. Okay, now the next one, which after you've gone into once you've been managing a campaign for a while, this is when you get into exact match. And I put these brackets around there because that's what you need to put around the keyword to tell Google you want an exact match. So it needs to be bracket, keyword, bracket. And then you're telling Google, I want only searches that are exactly that. Okay, so then this example is roofing companies. If you made that an exact match, you would hypothetically only be showing for these results. Same with accountants near me, and then pool service. Okay, it's not 100% accurate. Okay, Google does sometimes show other keywords even in an exact match. Okay, so you want to just really keep an eye on these campaigns, especially when you start. So if I'm going to erase this, that gives you an idea of all the different types of keywords, match types. Now let's say we've gone through this, and I am going to use blue. After you see these things, like for example, I want to show you how you spot negatives. So if you put roofing companies as a broad match, and then you go into Google Ads and you look at the search terms that are prompting it, and you see equipment, that's a negative. Supplies, negative. Let me move that a little bit. Leaky roof might be okay, but fix is maybe a negative, but if we have enough data, then you can make that a negative. I am creating a guide on negative keywords because a lot of our research has shown that the words how to or how do, they do not perform well. Okay, so you have to keep an eye on it, and I'll be teaching you how to analyze the data in other courses. Let's go through accountants near me. Smart, that might be a negative because that doesn't sound transactional. What type of classes do accountants take? Classes are negative. Software and free, and then you have to think, free, what else is free? Or what other keywords are associated with free? Cheap, free, affordable, inexpensive. So you got to start thinking of key negatives for that. Let's do pool service. If I look at these and I say, hey, Target's a negative, pool pump parts, and pool building. If I'm a pool service company, I just do maintenance. Building would be a negative. Okay? So that's how you would go through and do it for broad match. Phrase match is where you want to start. Okay, so start with phrase match. My handwriting is horrible, but that's okay. I'm a dude. Roofing companies. So this is where phrase match makes it really easy because you can look at these and say, hey, Austin, Texas, I'm in Dallas. That's not even a good one. Profitable would be one. Plan would be one. Okay. So at least with the phrase match, you're seeing your two keywords next to each other. Accountants near me, that's good. Cheap again is no good. Free is no good. And then pool service, we have marketing would be no good. Starting would probably be a negative. Idea would be a negative. So that is how you want to think about your keywords. Again, phrase match, always broad. Never, ever start with broad. So never start a campaign with broad match. Start here. Right here, phrase match. Okay? And then as we get into optimization, again, I'll show you some other some cool tricks. But that is the gist of Google Ads keyword match types.